Well, that didn't take very long, did it?
1 minute and 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Yesterday we were asking the question, is there a, outside chance that maybe, just maybe, India could do something? And again, Ashwin gets a wicket, first ball, you're thinking, is it going to set the cat among the pigeons? As it turns out, not really. The pigeons managed to get home just fine. And series is now 2-1. And perhaps more importantly for Australia, they are now the first team confirmed to be playing in the World Test Championship final for the 2021-23 cycle.
Yes.
So definitely, I think, this match was never going to be in that much doubt. Even if you can, say that, okay, maybe India would have gotten a few more wickets. But beyond Khwaja, once he was dismissed, then you had Head and Marnus Labuschagne bat with a lot of assuredness. They didn't look too frazzled early on. They kind of played out, got used to the pitch. At Head afterwards, in particular, struck more than a few lusty blows and ended up, getting what was in the end a very comfortable 9-wicket victory. Winning runs hit by Labuschagne, who for whatever reason decided not to in fact leave that one run for Head to get his 50.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what it is. Team sport, doesn't really matter. Personal milestones.
Yeah, I mean, Australia don't look at milestones in that way. I mean, see, they had to get the job done, and fair credit to Australia. Look, heading into this match, we believed in 3 to 4 things. Okay, number one, Australia would cluster collapse on a regular basis. That happened. Okay, but not to an impact in which it would be costly for them. Second, what we did not expect was India's 2 collapses. That too on a spinning deck. Nathan Lyon was simply fabulous. And heading into this, remember, everybody called them weak Aussies, meek display. They were panned across the entire spectrum by both the Australians and the Indians. But to ensure that they could not be bogged down by it, look at the performance that they put up in Indore. And it points out to certain key moments. And that is the point, and that is the main factor why Australia have qualified for the World Test Championship final. It is a tribute to their consistency also in a very odd twist of way. Because look, you had won 8 out of the 9 tests that you played at home. 5 against England, you won 4-0. Sure. You won 2-0 against the West Indies, you played 2. Then you won 2 out of 3 against South Africa. So 8 out of 10 tests you won. But in Asia, you won 2 tests. You won 1 in Pakistan, you won 1 in Sri Lanka.
And now 1 in India.
Now you have won 1 in India. So that is why consistency, you look at it. Australia had the toughest cycle if you look at it in the away one. Everything was in Asia.
Exactly.
That is why this win now, and again, Steve Smith's captaincy, hats off.
Absolutely.
He was spot on with his captaincy. He just ensured that the field was in and out, attacked at the right moment, in and out at the right moment. The pressure was kept at regular intervals, and he luckily had Nathan Lyon backing him. And remember, Lyon, 8 wickets, and we had done a video yesterday as to why he is the GOAT for a reason. His impact against India. And now he's in such an elite list that, oh boy, I mean, if anybody tries to question Lyon's credibility at this point in time, I would say, I think people are missing the broader point.
And the thing with Lyon is his credentials already shouldn't have been questioned, because the majority of his test matches would be played in conditions that really aren't that spinner friendly. In Australia, really the only track where you would be getting spinner friendly conditions would be Sydney. Beyond that, nowhere really. Everywhere else is going to be assisting the fast bowlers, pace and bounce.
Yep, but he's got 238 wickets in Australia and 240. So that is why, now look, this is a wake-up call for India.
Yeah.
Why I have been saying this is a wake-up call is for 2 reasons. Number one, you continue to prepare rank turners. You change the basic characteristic of your playing surface. All the years that you have accumulated your strengths, weaknesses, that is now thrown out of the window because a fresh challenge is presented. Chennai 2021, the first test. After that, you stopped preparing your flat wickets. You started preparing rank turners. Why did you have to do that, considering that Ashwin and Jadeja would get purchased even on those wickets?
Correct.
Number one. Number two, are you so spooked by Sri Lanka doing the unthinkable in New Zealand, that you had to ensure, we need to have a buffer, we need to win 3-1, which could very well happen in Ahmedabad. But why must you play on a spinning deck when you know that most of your spinners can't play, when most of your batters can't play spin?
Exactly.
Number one. Now, one of our more family members will be saying, what if Sri Lanka do this? What if Sri Lanka do this? That's not your concern. Your concern should be played to your strengths. What is home advantage? Will Australia prepare green seaming decks for their pacers? No. They had never altered their pitch conditions in the Ashes. The only condition that was unfortunate due to the weather was in Brisbane. But apart from that, Adelaide, the ping ball test was pretty flat. Adelaide has always been flat.
It's been always a good place to bat.
Yeah, Melbourne, flat deck. Sydney, flat deck. Hobart was a flat deck. That was England committing harakiri. With this kind of a batting display, how on earth are you going to have confidence heading into the Oval? And remember, forget the Oval, man. This is not even a priority. Why is that? Because 3 ODIs, it's ODI World Cup year, boss. That's our focus. After that, you have 2 months of slam bang IPL T20 action. March 31 to May 28th. What are you going to do? Where do you go now? So that is why losing in your fortress of Indore, remember, you've never lost there prior. You never lost in the ODIs there. You never lost in the test matches that were played in Indore. This will hurt. This has to hurt. I hope this is an eye-opener. But I know the management, the team management will say, oh, no, we just didn't turn up with the bat. It's okay. One loss doesn't change much. We need not panic and all that kind of a thing. So that's why I don't have any hopes of this Indian cricket team changing because they are in a bubble. They like to be in that bubble. Once they lose or maybe draw the World Test Championship final, then once again the same question will happen all over again. So very, yes. Now see, that's the situation. India has to win the Ahmedabad test, because if Sri Lanka do it 2-0, if Australia... So let me just tell you what is going to happen in the World Test Championship. I will do a detailed explainer on that.
Then save it for them, no? What's the point?
Yeah, I will do a detailed explainer on that. So stay tuned to Sports Today for that. But yeah, 9 wickets, and summing up the match, India lost it in the second session of day 1 itself.
The first innings itself, when you were one of your batsmen really turned up in the second innings. That was Cheteshwar Pujara. Beyond that,
and a certain Cheteshwar Pujara, does he attack? Does he play baseball? No. He plays proper attritional test cricket.
I'm sorry, I think, you need to talk about the pitches were a strategy now, and, full credit to Pujara for the way he batted, because I think it would have required next level concentration and actually legitimately, that old cliche of we treat every ball as it comes. That's how this is, because you're really treating every ball on its merit, and you can't possibly be thinking over the next ball. How does that one go? Oh, will this one stay low? No, focus on one ball. Yep. That's what Pujara was doing well. But why are we making it so tough on ourselves? Why do we have to serve up these rank turners or these absolute gadda pitches where, you'll see puff of dust from day 1? The ball which got Rohit Sharma out in the first innings by Matic Kunuman, it spun 8.5 degrees. 8.5 degrees, first session, day 1. Nonsense.
No, even you said, no, welcome to day 4. We all thought it was a day 4 pitch.
It was very much a day 4 pitch. I mean, the way, and see, you saw today also, Ashwin was getting a shiny new SG ball to turn miles.
And imagine Jadeja, the appeal that he did for LBW
would have actually been missing
off.
Yes.
Because it pitched way outside leg but was missing off.
It would have missed off.
And remember, about 26 years ago, a similar wicket was served up at the Nehru Stadium in Indore for the India versus Sri Lanka encounter. In the 4th over itself, Rajesh Chauhan, I remember, he pitched a ball way outside off, spun back sharply, exploding off the deck, missing leg stump, went for 4 byes. Now, that pitch was deemed dangerous, the match had to be abandoned.
Exactly.
Now here, same kind of 8.5 degree turn.
On day 1.
Look at it, here, 8.5 degree turn.
Oh, just as I was mentioning.
Yes, that is the main problem. Now, why do you have to serve up rank turners when Indian history has hit you again and again and again, that opponents get the better of you on rank turners. 2012 Mumbai, 2017 Pune, and now 2023 Indore. Oh, but you're harping on the fact that, okay, 2004 Mumbai, we won in that, didn't we?
But that was also a very close match.
That was a very close match. And oh yeah, we were all thinking, yes, 141 year history could repeat because Australia could cluster collapse. But remember, 141 year history, what was that? The lowest successful total defended in the history of Test cricket is 82. That was in, 1882.
Yeah.
141 years back.
It's 107.
It's 107. That this Indian team did in that 2004 series.
But you were expecting there to be a miracle, and that 107 for the history books to be rewritten. You were hoping that it is now 76.
Yes, that didn't happen. Because
you thought initially it could. The second ball of the day made everyone believe, let's be honest, made everyone believe after we've seen what? We've only seen collapses, I would say, over the last couple of days. The only 2 days of cricket that we've seen. We've only seen collapses. Yes, we saw the Indian collapse twice. There was a bit of a collapse that you saw with Australia as well, with them losing about 6 wickets in a space of 11 to 12 runs in the first innings. You thought there'd be another collapse. But what did Australia show you today? If you play with the right intent, if you apply yourselves, they were attacking. I think there was just the one half chance which Travis, which fell to Ravichandran Ashwin. I think when Travis had edged the ball, went looping right towards long on. Long off rather.
Long off, apart from that,
no chances. Which tells you that they weren't playing a very circumspect cricket, or they weren't playing extremely cautious cricket. They played with the right intent and they applied themselves better. They danced down the track as well. So did Rohit Sharma in the first innings, so did Shubman Gill in the second innings. But they didn't time the run better. They didn't dance down the track in the right way. And see, the winning runs also came with Labuschagne charging. So it's not like you can't say that, it was just the most unplayable pitch ever. It was just poor batting.
And look, there was one more thing which was happening on this day. When I think it was Travis Head who hit a boundary. After that, Ashwin wanted the ball to be changed.
Yes.
And because
it failed that test, no? It failed the ring gauge test.
Yes.
It did.
It did, or it didn't.
It did.
No, it did. That's why they changed the ball.
They changed the
ball, but the Indians weren't that pleased, I believe. Because still you could see, they were having a close look at the ball. They still wanted some adjustments.
Even after the match, Ashwin was showing it to the match referee, like, look, I think it need not be changed.
But I'm sorry, again, what about, if as in fact Amlan Mukherjee points out that the ball change turned Ashwin and Jadeja into their bleak reflections. Does a ball change really have that much of an impact on you mentally? You're elite level sports guys.
And look at this pitch.
Exactly.
Look at the pitch. You can't really complain about the ball given the nature of the pitch.
The first ball of the day spun a mile away from Khawaja, and that spooked him bad to the point that he was prodding at the second one. So I'm sorry, you can throw any ball. You can take one of the useless balls we used to play in Noida club cricket, and it would have still been spinning a country mile.
You could have taken a low quality ball. You didn't need an SG ball. And then complain about it on a pitch like this. This pitch had rank turner written all over it.
In fact, see, as Varun Parvathanani points out, he says that the ball change doesn't matter so much that the match tempo and Ashwin's body language changed all of a sudden. No, it shouldn't.
Let's be honest, we were whining about it.
Yes,
we were whining about it. There was no reason to, and you knew that the pitch was giving you everything. Either this was a case of not being able to accept that you've been humiliated in front of home crowd. Twice you were bowled out, you were bundled out for
less than 200.
Yes.
The first time around, you barely managed to get 200.
Thanks to Umesh Yadav's 2 sixes.
2 sixes you got there.
Now look, see, ball changes and everything aside, you lost the match on the second session of day 1 when on a batting, if suppose you won the toss, even if it's day 4, you still had the best of the conditions.
When you talk about conditions, yes, of course, I think the first session of this test match was the toughest to bat as far as the pitch is concerned. But the same day, in a matter of not even a couple of hours, a few minutes, Australia showed you how you could bat.
The only difference...
This wasn't a surface where you could have posted about 250, 300 runs, but you surely could have gotten 200, 220.
Yep.
And those extra 20, 25 runs, had you had those, both
been
the
a game
first
changer.
and the second inning could have been a game changer, because like Sid and I were talking earlier, had this not been 76 and instead been, let's say, 120 also, you could have made a match out of it.
Absolutely. 120, what I think if they'd gotten even 110 and you get 2 early wickets, you've sent the cat among the pigeons.
Yes.
Now it's on the Aussies to this thing. And you know, one thing the only reason, this is just my 2 cents, the Aussies found it easier to bat on was because they had the benefit of seeing how the Indians played.
Yes.
The Indians, I don't think they expected it to spin this much.
Yes.
I don't think they expected it to spin as much as it did. And that is why when, like, again, I'll go back to Rohit's dismissal in the first innings, because that for me was the key moment.
Yes.
The ball before his dismissal, he went for a sweep shot and missed it all ends up and it spun wildly.
Yeah.
That is when he decided, and this was his instinct call, that look, boss, this pitch is going to get me out anyway. I may as well go for my shot, but he went for possibly the worst shot at that point.
Yeah.
Not only are you charging down, I don't mind you charging down. You saw plenty of batsmen use their feet to good effect. He's hitting across the line.
Yes.
Across the line, and the ball spun 8.5 degrees. Boss, you're not going to be getting saved at that point. Sorry. No.
So you squandered the chance, okay? What was the common trend? Like, it happened in Delhi, it happened in Nagpur, it's happened even in Indore. What's the common trend? Common trend is the first hour of every session is the most difficult.
Yeah.
First hour. You look at even in this chase. First 10 overs, 10 to 12 overs, Australia managed only 13. They had buckled down because Usman
They
Khawaja
knew,
was out.
because they knew.
Yeah. But after that, when after the drinks break and prior to that, did they not just open up?
Absolutely.
The ball change was just another thing, but then you already lost the match when you set a target of 76. And remember, as the game progressed, too little too late, the Indians showed application. Only Pujara did. The rest of the batting, see, Shreyas Iyer tried to counter-attack, got undone by a great catch from Usman Khawaja.
Yeah, there were only 2 dismissals, in my opinion, in the entire match of the Indian players that I can put down to mitigating circumstances.
Yeah.
Jadeja, first innings, Shreyas in the second innings. Jadeja in the first innings went for that perfectly good shot of Lion. And
Yeah.
just happened to pick the fielder. He didn't play a wrong shot.
Yeah.
He just picked the fielder. Shreyas also went for
He
the
got a referee, by the way, just the previous delivery.
You can say Pujara both innings.
See, with Jadeja in the
Pujara,
first
yes.
innings, I would say
Yes.
he was just a little unlucky to have found the fielder over there.
Same with Shreyas Iyer. He went for the shot and then Khawaja pulled off an
Khawaja pulled a
absolute
blinder. Yeah. See, with Khawaja, the only 2 dismissals I was okay with was Jadeja and that of Shreyas Iyer.
And Pujara, second innings.
Exactly.
Again a blinder.
Blinder.
Again a
Absolute
blinder.
So let me just tell you, like, only Pujara can come out of this test with his head held high. And I don't mean Travis head held high, his head held high.
No.
Look at the other batsmen.
Rohit could argue as well.
Rohit.
Shot selection yet again. See, wrong shot. Okay, if it had come out, spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's an attacking batter. You can't keep Rohit Sharma. And remember, on a similar rank turner, he was the only guy to hit a 50 against England in Ahmedabad, that pink ball test.
Pink ball test.
Yeah.
If he attacks, if it comes off well, it comes off well. So you can say wrong shot selection. Shubman Gill got in the first innings, got a good ball, but the second innings,
Horrible shot.
horrendous shot.
What was he thinking?
And I think I will weigh Rohit and
Again,
Shubman.
also tried playing across the line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charged down and across the line.
Across the line.
Bad shot selection and bad judgment. I understand the need. But look at Travis Head. When Head had to buckle down for 10 overs,
He did.
only after that he started to attack.
Correct.
And Shubman Gill, just after the 4th or the 5th over, he started to attack. Can't happen.
Also, I think the thing with the Australian batsmen, also what we saw, I think we just saw about 75 runs being scored in the morning, 76. But one thing I noticed was they took their chances, they picked their moments very well.
Yes,
I would say.
yes.
They didn't come out with this gung-ho approach which we saw, later on once the winning margin was just about 20, 25, 30 runs. They did bide their time. And they were very selective in the moments that they wanted to pick. They weren't just charging left, right and center.
Correct.
Yes.
They knew when to take the attack, so you weren't seeing aggressive shots all around. They had their solid defense as well. Both the 2 batsmen who ended up taking Australia to victory. So I think they picked their moments extremely well with the bat. Of course, it helps when the scoreboard just tells you to chase down 76.
When there's no scoreboard pressure, in essence.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, okay, look at Virat Kohli. Bad shot selection in both the innings.
Both innings.
See,
Second, I think he'll be much more disappointed with himself.
Yeah, what was
Short
the point?
ball.
Short ball.
He had a very good view of the ball.
Yeah.
He had gone down to his back foot. He could have easily placed it anywhere on the leg side.
But then he goes for a cross-batted shot.
But again, he would be disappointed with himself more.
He was.
both innings.
He was.
Both innings cross-batted. Why? I'll tell you. Because see, when did Kohli look assured? When he was playing straight.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Kohli does not employ the sweep shot.
Yes.
Or in
never
fact,
does.
he doesn't even use his feet anymore against spinners.
I think I was hearing Sunny Ji on the commentary, and one of the things he pointed out with that Kohli first innings dismissal was that Kohli was playing in that V.
Yeah.
Initially, with this defense as well, it was very much in the V towards long on, that area. But what he did in that ball that he got out, I think he got out to Todd Murphy, right?
Yeah, Murphy, yeah.
He played across.
Yeah,
the defense was across. He tried to play it more towards the square, more square.
Yes, exactly.
And that's where he got caught.
And the same thing happened. And also, I have to point this out with Kohli. And I've been saying this for a while, boss. You can't be playing spinners on the back foot only.
Yeah.
I understand it may
worked
work
well
for you.
for him in Delhi.
No, but the problem is there, then you have to be very selective. Then you can't play a cross-batted shot. Don't go cross-batted if you're going to be playing on the back foot, because if you miss, if it stays low, back foot, you're a goner.
Exactly what happened in the second innings with him.
You're a goner. Simple as. You can't be, playing off the back foot and then playing a cross-bat. If you're playing back foot, play straight.
Because...
See, look at Hanscom.
Yeah.
Hanscom, when he's playing on the back foot, it's always punch, drive, straight back. He's not offering a cross-batted, or he's not going for a cut.
But his major weakness now is his forward defense, front foot. Because what's happening is he's too stuck on the front foot, and what happens is Ashwin gets the ball to spin back in, gets a thick inside edge, goes
And that's what's happening to Hanscom.
It's happening to Hanscom. That's his technical deficiency. But again, Virat Kohli, look, if he comes on the front foot, what happens at this point in time is, if the ball is flighted, say suppose Nathan
Then he
Lyon,
leaves that lovely gate.
there's a gap. So he's risking the chance of being bowled.
That's how I remember Moeen Ali.
Moeen, yes.
And Moeen, by the way, not a prodigious turner of the ball by any stretch of the imagination. Line length bowler.
Exactly. So if he plays on the back foot, he misses one, he's a goner. What is his thing? Against Sri Lanka, against Bangladesh, he's playing the spinners on the back foot.
Yeah. No, Bangladesh, but I remember, I think a couple of times he got out, he had that edge even when he, had that huge stride forward.
Yeah. That is the thing.
I think in Chattogram,
and Mirpur. Because it's now simple. If he tries to be on the front foot also, the bowlers know I can get the length back slightly.
Exactly. Because if Virat Kohli has that huge stride, as a bowler, what do you slow the ball down a bit, just so that you beat him in that stride that he takes, and just pitch the ball a little short. Which is why I remember very clearly in Bangladesh, he got caught right at short leg.
Yes. Exactly. So look at the other dismissals. Shreyas Iyer, very bad shot selection in the first innings.
Second innings can't be blamed.
Good shot. Shikhar Bharat. Now that is a major worry. Because see, he showed flashes of his good batting in Delhi.
Yes.
But at that time, you can argue that the match was already done. It was
no scoreboard pressure again. No, you saw those... In Delhi, by the way, and this is something I think not just in Delhi, I've seen a lot with Pujara in this particular series, in the second innings knock as well of his. The amount of time that he's charged down is I've not seen it happen enough as it's happening in this series. In Delhi as well, he was charging down more than a couple of times. And in fact, he hit a huge six in the second innings as well.
Correct.
Again, very comfortable in terms of charge. When he got to his 50 again, charged down, hit it down the ground in the second innings, got to his 50 again. I think he's one of those batters who read the conditions very well, and again, as one of you just said, he is one of those who can actually come out of this test match or maybe the series with his head held high. And if there's appreciation, by the way, coming in from a Nathan Lyon about your batting style, then that speaks volumes.
Exactly. And look, there is one moment probably that might have unsettled Pujara slightly, and it was not Nathan Lyon. You remember that Shane and Arshad, if you remember on day 2,
the catch?
Final session, no. Rohit Sharma had sent Ishan Kishan out to the middle. Remember? He told him, okay, what was apparently the discussion? Mid-on is up.
Go for a shot.
Go for a shot. Try and accelerate the scoring. Was that necessary? Giving the message is important, but do you have to unsettle Pujara for that? That is one factor, because see, what did Pujara try to do? Normally, if he didn't want to accelerate, he could have just dead batted a ball on leg stump. I'm just saying, on leg stump, he would just hit it to the onside.
I'd say it's still down to Pujara's wisdom as a batter, isn't it? Of course, you've got the message on the dressing room. There's still plenty of time in the test match. I'm not too sure if you can blame Rohit here.
Not Rohit, I'm not blaming. Maybe it might have unsettled him to a certain extent. Because see, you played a leg glance.
Frame of mind.
Yeah. And because see, Rohit's message was also perfect. You had to accelerate a bit also, because if you continue to be in your shell, 1 or 2 wickets will definitely fall.
Yeah. Wickets were anyway tumbling at the other end.
But with Pujara's dismissal, made a big difference of 30 to 40 runs.
Yeah.
You were 50-60 runs short. But anyway, looking at the application that Labuschagne and Head put in,
Yes.
perhaps even a 135 might have not been enough, but India still would have had a big chance.
We can say that with the
You were
benefit of
talking, I think
hindsight.
somebody mentioned about body language and how the players looked. I think with that what happens is you as a fielding side also or a defending side also have a psychological advantage of sorts. Of course, the scoreboard will not give you any sort of advantage, but at least psychologically you will feel you're still in the game. With 76, you know you're not in the game.
You're not.
You're not playing at Adelaide where you can think that
36 all out,
exactly, but
It is not even West Indies, Zimbabwe. Okay, let me just tell you, West Indies, Zimbabwe, Port of Spain. West Indies set Zimbabwe a target of 99. Zimbabwe are all out for 63. That happened in the late part of the 90s, or 99-2000, I remember. Pathetic, how Zimbabwe could botch it up, I just don't understand even today. But again, 82 falling short, 67, 15 runs, that's when the Ashes was born. All that was very, very good statistical nostalgia, but you already lost it in the mind when you got bundled out for 109 in potentially the best batting conditions that you would have been presented. I don't blame Shane for saying that welcome to day 4. It did look like a day 4 wicket. Already, look at the mixture of red and black soil.
Yes.
It presented this Holkar Stadium wicket a very, very ugly look. And already, puff of dust, explosion of dust.
Because there's all red tracks right around.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it on the television now. See, look at that. Oh, horrible, horrible.
See, Rohit, predominantly for the pacers, he's a back foot player. But for spin, and because Nathan Lyon exploits the length so brilliantly, he was stuck on the back foot. Rohit doesn't play spin on the back foot well. He's a front foot player of spin.
Yeah.
For pacers, he's on the back foot because he's such a magnificent cutter and puller of the cricket ball. But at the same point in time, let us pay tribute to Gary Nathan Lyon. I mean, all the talk of who's the best, Ashwin or Lyon, I think it can be put to rest now. Because Ashwin is a beast when it comes to Asia. But in the Sena countries, Ashwin is slightly found wanting. Slightly.
But again, I think he gives you runs with the bat. And that's where I think I'd still want an Ashwin in my side over Nathan Lyon.
Yeah.
You look at this match, he's given me wickets.
But different role, na? Ashwin we knew is a bowling all-rounder.
Yes.
But Lyon is predominantly a bowler.
I'd still say, if in my side I've got a Ravindra Jadeja who can also give me about 4 to 5 wickets, then I will any day have, I think, an Ashwin in my side. Why? Because I know he, if not more, guarantees me at least 3 wickets in a test match. He can make it a 7 as well on his good day. Plus, he can give me about 30 odd runs at the bat.
Runs, yeah.
I can't even rely on Nathan and for more than 6-7. He loves his hoik. He can give you a boundary or 2, but nothing more than that maybe.
But see, if I'm judging predominantly as a bowler, Lyon I will pick. In home conditions, subcontinent conditions, Ashwin is definitely a beast. Overall, though, I'd place Lyon slightly ahead of him, and that's not a slight, by the way. Both are very great bowlers.
Great bowlers, yes.
Both. And Paul Jefferson with a super chat saying, KL in squad, we won, now lost.
Let's get to...
has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. But the lack of initiative even from the Indian management when it comes to promoting your best batter. Now, people will ask me, who's the best batter? Promotion for who? It is Akshar Patel.
Akshar. Batting too deep.
He
was batting 7 in the first inning.
And 9 in the second.
And he batted so well that they demoted him to 9. Yeah. Well done.
Well done.
Genius.
I mean, what is the major factor that Akshar Patel could not be promoted up the order. We could have swapped Jadeja at 9 and maybe Akshar in that position where Jadeja was. Much more assured. And remember, his 2 dismissals that have happened in this test series so far has been due to trying to up the ante. Nagpur tried to hoik across the line when he was already 9 down. He didn't care about a century.
Absolutely.
84. Delhi tried to play a big
74.
shot. Yeah, but got out to a great catch by Pat Cummins.
Yeah, that was a blinder of a catch by Pat Cummins.
Other times he's looked assured. He's looked with the
most highest averaging batsman in this innings.
the problem with Akshar is the bowling. His bowling has gone down in the series.
True, I agree. But
with the batter, why couldn't you have
he's
just...
your best batsman. He's your best batsman.
In the series so far.
In this series, he's been your best batsman by some degree.
So Rohit Sharma has come for the press conference.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. So let's see.
Let's in fact quickly see what he said.
We'll know soon enough.
We'll know
sometime.
In the presentation ceremony.
Presentation, I would like to know.
Yep,
tabs.
Yeah, so that is how it is. Every batsman in 2 innings, you can say that...
Is he awake?
it's not on Shivam. Shivam, can we switch to the tab and see what Rohit Sharma said in that presentation? Go to that. Yes. So what did Rohit Sharma say?
The losing captain.
Rohit Sharma in the presentation. When you lose a test match, there are a lot of things which didn't go our way. Yes. Obviously, we didn't bat well the first innings, absolutely. And we understand how important it is to put runs on the board. Once they got an 80-90 run lead, we had to produce another innings with the bat and we are not able to do that. Absolutely. Agreed. No doubts about that. If we had batted well in the first innings, then things would have been different. We haven't thought about it. We just finished Ahmedabad test.
Yes.
We just finished the test and we have some time to think about it. Yeah, you have about 5 days to think about it.
An additional 2.5
2.5 days.
I think that both teams have made a habit now.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, yesterday when you weren't here, we were discussing, will this particular test match be the shortest in terms of time finish?
It is.
It is. It officially is.
It is.
No, but now, since of course we'll just go ahead and tell you guys about what Rohit Sharma had to say about the Ahmedabad test. Now I think India will go safe. If there's any sort of message that can be sent across to the curator, I think India would want a patta now. Why? Because turners you can't play. You have a 2-1, you don't want the series to end 2-2. You ask for a road of a track. Let it be a draw. Let the match go. Let the both teams bat their hearts out.
But remember, a draw is also not enough.
No, it will be.
Come on.
I know.
Again, I think because again you've lost the match. Again, you beat Australia, yes, in the first one, but you lost the third test match in a shorter span of time.
There is a Damocles sword hanging over the demerit points that Indore might incur. Remember, if Indore gets a poor rating, it has massive ramifications for the World Test Championship. Yeah, if it's a poor, I think 3 points are docked.
Yeah.
That is the major worry now. If Indore is given a poor rating, and in an ideal world, it should be given a poor rating because the pitch was not conducive for Test cricket at all.
It can't start turning from day one the amount of
8.5 degree turn.
It
can't.
You're all you all want to see spin bowling. You want to see the bowlers thrive, the spin bowlers. It can't happen on day one.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, see, what is the ideal Indian pitch? If you remember, if you go back in time and you see test matches, the ideal Indian pitches were, it would be good to bat on for the first couple of days. Day 3 onwards, it would start to crack.
Yes.
Then, if you reach day 5, then spinners were having an absolute ball.
Why don't you try and replicate the 2016-17 series pitches?
That way is you have something for everyone.
Exactly.
Here, look at Australia. They, of course, Cameron Green was there, but did he bowl? Not that much.
Barely.
They were okay going in with Wat Seamer.
Stark was there,
and Stark was himself belly bowling.
Barring Nathan Lyon, if you look at the likes of Todd Murphy and Matthew Kuhneman, they have been a very good supporting role to Nathan Lyon. And India will be hurting from that 2 spinners who we did not even know before the start of the series have now made a name for themselves.
I'm not
One of them made a debut in this series.
Both.
Todd Murphy also made his debut.
Kunaman in Delhi, Murphy in Nagpur.
In fact, I'm forgetting which commentator was pointing it out earlier, saying that when India beat them 2-1 last time around at home, we also did it.
17.
No. When not at home, sorry, away from home.
2021.
2021. Saying even back then we had our B squad and C squad pacers coming in and doing damage. Now they've got two spinners who've made their debut in India, and along with the support of Lion, are now ending up.
You had the likes of Washington Sundar, Mohammad
Siraj, who in the final test was
your
by
leader.
default the pace attack leader. Why? Because he played 2 tests in that series.
Exactly.
You had nobody.
Okay, let us not get that to nostalgia. That's a different.
Does that mean it's time for wholesale changes for the 4th test match and
I think
bring in fresh faces?
The only change you're doing now is to what pitch you present. Simple as.
Yeah. Because see,
I don't think India would want or they'd fancy a Turner now.
If you get another ranked Turner and you lose the toss, better yet, what if Australia bite the bullet? They win the toss and they say, no, we won't bat first. You send India into bat first. First hour, no one knows how the pitch is going to play. You tell Kunaman and Lion, sorry, I'm pronouncing him like the Frenchman. That you give it a whirl. What's there to lose? And
so,
then similar collapse.
Okay, what did Rohit further say on the pitches? He said something about the pitches also in that. He said, we need to understand no matter what the pitches are, we have to come out and do the job. Okay. He's trying to ensure that you have to bat well irrespective of the conditions. Fair point, but it's not happening. When you are playing on challenging pitches, you have to be brave.
I felt we allowed their bowlers to bowl to one.
Brave, I would replace brave with smart. You have to be smart. I felt we allowed their bowlers to bowl one particular spot, not taking anything away from Lion. But when a bowler is doing that, you have to come up with different plans. Okay, he was bowling with accuracy.
I disagree with that point.
I sort of agree. I'll tell you why. Because I didn't see much from the Indian batters in trying to unsettle Lion. You could see Head do that, and by the way, both in the first innings and the second innings as well. First innings, I think one of the primary reasons, there was a massive difference, by the way, in Jadeja and Ashwin of the first innings vis-a-vis
the second innings.
Second innings, far more accurate. Why were they not accurate enough? They were bowling too full. Both of them were bowling
full and too fast.
Exactly. They were unsettled. Again, the Australian batters had either with their stroke play or again, I think it was just a thing in the head, whatever it was. But I think they had done a far better job in terms of unsettling both Jadeja and Ashwin, something which had not happened to the Australian bowlers, or the Indian batters had not done enough in terms of trying to unsettle them.
Exactly. So, I agree with Rohit.
I get his point in terms of you have to try something different. But this whole be brave thing, especially considering how he got dismissed in the first innings. No, it's not about being brave, it's about being clever. You have to be clever.
You have to be
smart. He was brave. He was very brave in going for charging down the track and playing cross batting. Didn't do you any good though.
Okay, so he's actually saying that it is not necessary to focus so much on the pitch.
Of course, he'll say that now.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, they would have said it even if they won.
Had they won.
Look, I can understand Rohit.
That's modesty. Here, it's just...
It's backfiring in a way. But again, why must a pitch be part of every kind of a debate? Nowadays, when you claim batters have got big bats, okay, you are stuffed from head to toe with all the protective gear that is there. Okay. Your outfield is now not that lush. It is, the boundaries are shorter. Yet you want to complain, that the pitch was bad and this was bad. The Aussies did that in Nagpur, backfired spectacularly. There was nothing wrong in the pitch. Here it's a rank turner.
I'd actually want to hear from the Aussies as to what they make of the pitch, especially the Australian media.
I think the Australian media have said it.
They slammed it.
They slammed the pitch.
They slammed the ever-living life out of it. On day one itself, Matthew Hayden was saying things like, you may as well be playing 3-day tests. What's the point of having 5 days?
So, okay, let us take some comments now. Yadu Vinayak is like asking us, what do you think? Flat earth in Ahmedabad. Bring in Kuldeep and Aksar opens. I don't see any other solution for top order. This says Mayank Builders in New Zealand series. He's not in squad.
And he's currently playing the
Irani.
Yes.
Rest of it.
That's the thing. Yeah, he's the ROI captain.
He is the leader.
As for Yadu Vinayak, good question. I think we'll get to hear some noises on the pitch soon enough. again, and I'm just talking about my perspective. If I was on I would say revert back to a classic Indian pitch, boss. You cannot be serving up rank turners on day one, especially when 7 of your 8 batsmen can't play spin.
Exactly.
Can't do that. Can't do it.
But again, why has this Indian management decided to alter the basic conditions of your pitch that played to your strengths in the past? It is not as if you are out of contention in the World Test Championship final. You are still within. Now it is just boiled down to a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
It's either Sri Lanka or India joining Australia on June 7th at the Oval.
And by the way, the second horse in the race is a long distance off.
Very. It's across the Tasman against an opponent who just got out of jail by 1 run against in Baseball England. Sri Lanka,
And a team who are very strong in home conditions against a team who are not very strong even in home conditions.
See,
Let's not even talk about away.
Even in their glory years, Sri Lanka has won only 2 tests in New Zealand.
Correct.
To expect them to double the tally now is asking too much. But let's hope Sri Lanka can put up a fight and not surrender meekly. Because remember, see, it is still, the equation is very much stacked in India's favor despite this loss. But yes, if it is 2-2, alarm bells. Not because you will get knocked out of the World Test Championship final. You cannot recover. Because why? After this 3 ODIs, you're going to play ODI cricket, slam bang cricket, 2 months of IPL. And where is the preparation? Where is the preparation then to go to the World Test Championship final?
What preparation?
Although Australia will also be in the same boat. Remember, most of their players are also in the IPL. The likes of Hazelwood, maybe Stark will not play, Lyon will not play.
But don't forget, Cummins pulled out this year to focus on the WTC
and Smith,
and the Ashes.
Smith is going to play county
Island
cricket.
Test also, he said.
Exactly.
That's
Stokes.
No, that's the Island Test is Stokes. England.
Stokes.
Yeah.
But no, actually, if you look at it, the majority of the Aussie players aren't playing IPL. There's no Usman Khawaja.
There's no Head.
There's no Travis Head.
There's no Smith.
There's no Marnus Labuschagne. There's no Steve Smith. That's your top 4.
Your top 4 are going to play county.
There's no Alex Carey.
They're going to play county.
Cameron Green will be the only one.
Yeah.
Only one.
And Hazelwood.
Yes.
RCB.
That's it.
Steve Smith?
No.
C. Smith is going to play county.
He went unsold. He went unsold this year. He didn't get picked up by any team.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. He's going to play county cricket. Steve Smith. Labuschagne will play for Glamorgan. Khawaja also, I think, is in talks for a county deal. And Travis Head, I think, didn't get picked in the IPL.
Get picked.
Alex Carey, then you
not get picked.
Hanscom, if he features, he's
not
also
picked either. So yeah, actually, if you look at it, majority of their test team will, if not be preparing in England, will maybe be playing domestic cricket somewhere. Shield cricket is done.
Shield is almost done.
Shield is almost done, but I think then they'll most likely just
from May onwards they'll be playing in the county.
Or even if they don't play county, they'll fly out there, acclimatize the conditions.
Yeah.
They don't have anything else to do.
India will be stuck playing in the IPL. And who might be the only guy who can? But wasn't Pujara?
He wasn't picked. No,
he wasn't picked. No. Only Cheteshwar Pujara might play the IPL. I mean the county.
He'll play county.
He'll play county. That's it. You're only one player. That's your red ball preparation for the World Test Championship final. That's the thing it's going to be. So
because if you look at it, even an Ashwin is regularly playing IPL cricket.
Yeah.
He's part of RR.
He's RR now.
Yeah.
He is in fact doing everything in the IPL.
Batting,
he's
bowling.
batting exactly. Batting number 4. He's batting number 7. He's bowling.
Yadu Vinayak.
He's out.
Yeah. Yadu Vinayak. There are no changes.
He's running out non-strikers.
Yeah. There is going to be no changes in the Indian team. The only equation is going to be the pitch.
In that, as I'm taking some more comments, Ankit Kumar is saying there's time for Akshar to open and Kuldeep in place of Gill. Kuldeep in place of Gill, maybe not. Good wicket, wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Akash Bharadwaj rightfully points out that not going to be easy because Steve Smith will show up someday. I will argue that Steve Smith, the captain, already has.
And remember, that was a game changer.
Volumes.
That's the game changer. And look, Smith's captaincy in this.
The way he was setting up the field.
Yes. He acknowledged.
I had when I saw him first set up the field in the first innings, of course he's in a leadership role after a good 2.5 years. More than that.
No, he was captaining Australia at home also many a times when what do you call Payne
Test
Cummins?
match?
Yes. He was captaining.
Who?
Smith has captained Australia.
Of
during
course.
this. Yeah.
Since the ban.
Yes, many times. since
No, he captained Australia in that 2021 Ashes when Pat Cummins pulled out due to COVID. So one test he captained there.
He's done it.
He's done it.
I
This is the
remember-
second
I
time.
was very, very curious to see again, after so long, he's again, in that leadership role. Will he be rusty to begin with? Will he not be? But again,
Again, I blame Cricket Australia's heavy-handed approach. Ball tampering, if you have to look at it, in this era, unpopular opinion, you have to legalize ball tampering.
No, I think I'd be okay with it.
You have to tamper with the ball because if you're dealt with absolute roads where the batsman gets the entire advantage, there's no point.
See, anyway, that's a debate.
Under the supervision of the umpire, do it, but that's a debate for another day.
That's a
But
debate
see,
for another day.
Smith captained when Cummins got COVID. So that's one. Now this is the second time. And remember, Smith is in a very elite company now. He's won 2 tests in India as a captain. Something which the great Ricky Ponting never even did. He won 1 match as a player, but never as a captain.
Yeah.
Gilchrist won 2 matches as a captain.
2004 who was,
Gilchrist.
Right, yes.
This was,
Yeah.
Ponting broke his thumb. The vice captain was Adam Gilchrist. So that's why he captained for 3 out of the 4 tests. Ponting came back for the 4th. He lost that.
The Mumbai
Test. So that is why Steve Waugh, the likes of Richie Benaud, they are the only guys who won 2 or more tests. Alan Border never won a test in India. Mark Taylor won only 1 test in India in his entire captaincy tenure. Beat that. So Smith is in a very elite company when it comes to captaincy.
Verified air.
And as a leader, he is brilliant. He's shrewd as a leader. He and Williamson are the 2 unsung geniuses when it comes to captaincy. Williamson was a genius because it happened in Nagpur only. You had the audacity to drop 2 of your best pacers, Tim Southee and Trent
Yes.
Boult, and play 4 spinners on that Nagpur spinning deck. That is called genius.
And this was, mind you, not even a test match.
It was a T20
It's a
World Cup.
T20 World
World Cup I'm talking
You
about.
dropped your 2 best savers.
You got in McCullum, Santner, Ish Sodhi, and you played only Milne as your frontline pacer. Not even Southee and Bolt. That is called genius. Smith, looking at the changes that was done, brilliant captaincy. Yeah, brilliant. He out-captained Rohit. And luckily his batsmen stepped up. Khwaja in the first innings,
Head in the
Hanscom and Green's
Had
partnership.
been the best batsman.
Hanscom is next.
Hanscom and Green.
Hanscom, unfortunately,
Khwaja, again in the field, that superb catch that he took yesterday.
Yes.
God.
Superb. So
I think the 2 players, if you're looking at in this series, who belie their age, one is Khwaja for sure.
Yeah.
The other is Umesh Yadav.
Umesh.
Doesn't look his age.
Yes.
And done.
Umesh is, when I first saw him in 2013, 10 years now, still looks the same.
He still looks exactly the same.
Bowling with that same pace, bowling with that same
pace,
strength.
same rhythm, same speed. It's all there.
It's all
Nothing
there.
has changed.
So Varun Parwadneni is like saying, no ball did make the difference indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
it did. Shane will come with a different video on
What are the reasons
Yeah.
India lost this match?
batters need runs to boost their confidence into WTC and spinning pitch. Does it help with our preparation? It does not.
No, the whole point of it was to secure your safe passage, not to help you with anything.
It is not. In fact, the entire purpose has been defeated. 4 tests, you needed to win 3-0 or 3-1. It's happened now with 2-1. Australia have qualified for the Test Championship final. You're anyway deciding your fate on the 4th test, the final test. What purpose has it served in the long run?
None. That's
So it's not. Arun Teja, I think the India versus England 2016 series, the best series as we prepared, best pitches, the balance between bat and ball, and also all the matches went to the 5th day. Not just the England series, even the India-Australia 3 tests, out of the 4, 3 pitches were good. You look at India-Bangladesh, you look at India-New Zealand, all the pitches were good. It was decent. Indore went to the 5th day, because they prepared a pitch that suited the Indian batters and the bowlers. Here it's just the Indian bowlers. And that too, that is also very iffy in that case. Last few comments here, Shivam.
Yeah, just go right down. We'll take a few more and then I think we can
We'll
wind
wrap
the
up.
show.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting day.
Hope Cummins is back for the 4th test. Sridharan, no, Cummins is
He's
not coming
and
back.
let's not joke about that,
Yeah.
please.
I mean,
I mean, his
Sridharan.
mom's in palliative care. Let's leave.
I mean, we pray that Pat Cummins is in a good frame of mind and we just hope that there is no tragedy. Because see, he's gone back home because of a tragedy.
Or
we have-
rather, very grave situation. I won't call it a tragedy,
Yes.
but
No,
his mum is in palliative care.
that itself, with that mental trauma that he'll undergo, it's a tragedy.
In fact, I remember, I think it was Jason Gillespie who had told him, he said, please go home, Pat, and be a son.
Yes.
Don't think about anything else. right
Exactly,
now. And that's what
exactly.
we should. Let's leave Patty out of it.
Yeah, our prayers, our strength are with Pat Cummins.
Absolutely.
And remember, Pat Cummins is a very, very genuine guy. You talk to him, his clarity, his leadership is brilliant.
You hear him talk even outside of
And
cricket.
remember, he was one of the first foreign cricketers to make a massive donation when the
For the
second
COVID-19
wave of
care,
COVID
yes.
had happened.
I remember that.
Yes. So Pat Cummins is a very, very, if you want anybody who integrates with any culture of a country, it is Pat Cummins.
I still don't know. I think 2021 or 22, just 22, where he said, "No, I'm trying pav bhaji for the first time. I can't believe I've never tried this."
Yeah,
before."
Exactly.
Yes, Pazism.
Let us hail Cummins, an individual, a leader. He's gone back home because his mother is in a very grave situation. Prayers are
Let's
with
leave
Cummins.
that. Right? Ankit Kumar says Smith genius without DRS. He's using reviews. Yeah, I'd not be surprised if eventually I think the MCC, ICC start looking at that and saying maybe we need to close that loophole.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing. Okay, I understand you want to be checking for an edge. That's fair. But then does every appeal of a stumping need to be sent upstairs? There are 10,000 of them.
The umpires are given a guideline.
Yeah.
Now they have to operate within that
No, I
guideline.
get that. That's fair.
But why can't the umpires put my foot down and say, okay, no, yaar, it's not. It's obvious. I'm seeing with the naked eye.
But the thing is, you're taking a huge chance then.
Ah.
You're taking a huge. Of course,
See, for the
certain smart
some
people.
of them were bang obvious.
Yeah,
Everybody got spooked by Steve Buckner and his mistakes in Monkey Gate. Simple.
Yeah.
What happened in Sydney?
Let's just stop you right there. Everyone got spooked by Steve Buckner and his mistakes. Fix it for you.
Sydney. Because see, what happened was in Sydney, there was a clear cut, this thing, Simon's foot was out of the crease. Dhoni saw it from just 4 yards. Buckner was 25 yards. He didn't see it. He trusted his basic instinct. After that point in time, there has been a massive overhaul. In that entire Sydney test, every decision that could go wrong went wrong. Unfortunately, the Indians got the receiving end of it the most.
Yeah,
the Australians also. And Sydney changed the entire thing about umpires and technology. Yeah. Remember, 2008 was a starting point where the DRS and things was about to come in.
Yeah.
It only accelerated that afterwards. So last comment, is there anybody else?
Can we just scroll down?
Last comment we'll take.
Yeah, if there are any more.
No,
If
there's
there is
plenty
any,
more.
yeah.
Sridharan S, no. Not you're not getting a green top. Yeah.
I just hope that the pitch suits both batting and bowling. Simple. You want to say an even contest, not a rank turner or all these kind of things. Please, it's just imagine 1 week, 7 days. That's it. 7.5 days, 3 tests are done.
At this rate, you are on course to get a 4-test series done in 10 days.
10 days.
Yes.
So 4 tests
Absolutely.
is
I
the
was just about
equivalent
to say that.
of 2 test
Yes.
matches.
Exactly. We should have a
There
new.
are 20 days of cricket.
Yeah.
You're getting half of that.
No, we should rename the Border Gavaskar Trophy 2020 to 2.5 tests.
I had that thing in mind today. It should be renamed as the 2.5 day test series.
Yeah, the 2.5 tests.
The 2.5 tests.
Yeah. All 3 tests. That's it.
I think all those OTT platforms, if any of those PRs and all are hearing this conversation, maybe
Yes.
just like
With
2.5
permission,
men, we've
with
got a
permission from our
series idea.
superiors, with
Yeah.
permission from our superiors, we chip in for your
2.5
script writing
tests.
this. Yes. With the just call. So that ends a very, very disappointing day if you have to look at it for an
we
Indian
have plenty
cricket
more
fan.
coming for you,
Yes.
not just in this, other topics as well. Obviously, you know how it is. The world of sport never sleeps. We'll of course be coming
Yep.
to you live later, and we've talked a lot now. But dugout coming, you'll have others join us.
Yes.
as well. So
Dugout.
There'll be plenty to talk about.
I will be back with lot of
We will
comments.
be back.
Shane will be back. Harshit will be
All of us are
back.
gonna be
All of us are
So,
going to be back.
For now, though, we'll take your leave. Thank you guys for joining us. Please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, leave us a comment. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, we're there as well. Download the SportsTech app. For now, though, from all of us, bye-bye. And
A very sad goodbye. Vanakkam. Or
no, we can't end it.
Nandri. I will.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a new Takya Kalam for IPL. Let's see.
Acha.
Yeah.